This is Marketing of Today. I'm Cesar. Let's go! Hey, Chino Cordoba. What's up, man? How you doing? Long time.
Everything's good, man. Happy New Year and all that, man.
Merry Christmas, by the way, as well.
Absolutely. It's been a minute.
How's the family?
Family's good, man. Can't complain. And pretty much planning to get up out of here, man, soon. Yeah, to Florida.
We'll talk about that in a minute. By the way, per his request, we're not using headphones. So we're in the podcast. We're live. We're doing this live.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So tell me about Virtually Sold. You know, that's what your business, that's your baby. That's what you built. I met you last year in a Virtually Sold event.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it was the first time I went to, what's it called again? Waterside?
Waterside, yeah. I did the cigar night.
The cigar night.
Yes.
That was the first time I met you.
Yep.
Thanks to someone that, you know, we have in common. And then from there, we were able to build a relationship. Absolutely. How's everything going with you?
Everything's good, man. And like you mentioned, so Virtually Sold essentially was just an idea at the time. It was pre the shutdowns. I don't want to say the C word. Just so we don't get banned or anything like that. So pre-shutdowns, Virtually Sold was just an idea. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm in real estate. As far as real estate marketing goes, was doing a lot of listing photos. We were doing videos as well.
Sorry for cutting you off. Yeah. So you had a company before Virtually Sold. What was that?
It was Chino Designs NYC.
So that's the company that started it all for you. How long you been having that company for?
Yeah, so Chino Designs NYC was essentially about 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it started off with graphics, but the NYC itself kind of like tethered me down, especially when I moved to New Jersey. So it just didn't make any sense. I had to change my phone number, things of that nature.
So you started making graphics. From graphics, you jump into video?
Yes, exactly.
What type of videos were you doing at the time?
At the time, what I really took off is I did a video for Bachata Heights. And at the time, they just had come out with the Canon 7D. So, I actually, pulled the trigger. It was a lot of money for that camera. And I used a gimbal, it was like a 9-foot gimbal to get like a real crazy cinematic shot. It was my first job. I got, shout out to Manny, who gave me the opportunity for that. So in the beginning of the video, it was like a shot of the heights and it was really cinematic and it looked like a drone shot. But in that time, it was like, stuff like that. You would only see like a big budget
thing, right?
Yeah, it had weights on the end, and we were on the roof.
Oh, wow.
Yes, not we. It was me. I shot that whole video by myself. And then it was all handheld. It was not handheld, but you had kind of, there was no gimbals existed. And it had kind of like, what do you call that? It's like a little grid box, So
where you had...
Yeah, so... and they had a storyline. I helped them with the storyline. Actually, one of my friends was in the video, a couple of props, this and that. And before you know it, the video went viral.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was your first video?
That was that. I used to dabble with other videos, but it was my first legit
video. The one that you were like, oh, I'm super proud of this.
Exactly.
This is what I love. And then you like confirm what you love doing on a daily basis.
Exactly. So then once that happened, it kind of gave me that portfolio piece where other music companies were soliciting me for that as well. And then I started working in the club scene.
Okay.
Just to name a few names, you got Oscar G, you got Jonathan Peters, you got Eric Murillo, DJ Boris. Then I started doing, this club called Studio Square in Queens.
So basically you were doing like preview videos of the night events, like how everything was to promote the club.
Exactly.
On TV and stuff.
Which was great because I did Khaled. There would be Khaled, Movado, the Locks. I was able to use their influence, tag them and things of that nature. And when you shoot for that caliber,
what year is that?
I don't remember. It was a while ago, man. It's
MySpace or Facebook?
It was still. You know what? It was just transitioning into Facebook.
So MySpace days.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if you kids know what MySpace is, but it was the Facebook before the Facebook.
Yeah, we're showing. I'm showing my age. I go back to mi gente. So.
I remember I got in the back end of what's it called? H15, H1.
I think so, H1, yeah.
Something like that. And then MySpace was like the big thing, you can customize your profile, you can do everything. Facebook was the one who brought in like a plain look that you just put your pictures and your comments.
Zuckerberg is a
and
genius.
That's it. And then from there, and the reason for that, we're in a marketing podcast, internet, all that world. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
The reason for that was because of the data it took to load MySpace.
Yeah.
You remember that if your website was super heavy with videos, with a lot of stuff.
All HTML. Yep.
Exactly. So then
it was super heavy for the servers to even like have that happen.
Especially with the dial-up, the DH. I remember DHL was my first internet.
Yeah, but we just wasn't there. Like the technology wasn't ready for that.
But it's crazy. We're talking about only 14 years ago.
Yep, exactly.
And today in my phone, I can watch 3 videos at the same time, no problem.
Yep. Exactly.
So imagine, and I'm gonna jump a little ahead here, but imagine in 10 to 15 more years. People are talking about the metaverse. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so
you're talking about virtual environments, things of that nature. Yeah, and that's another thing that I've always tried to be ahead of the pack with that.
And if you bring it back to our world, which is the marketing, the real estate world, that's where you end up after your music. I guess you end up in virtually. So I mean, doing real estate. Right. That part you'll say right now, but it's like you see these OG realtors. I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. I got relationships.
Right.
And it's like. That's the reason these kids that you see are beating you is because they know that they need to use the internet to help them sell.
Absolutely. Attention is money. It equals money.
Yeah.
And if you look at it on a scale, you build these digital relationships really quickly. You could put out a video and you'll have, hundreds, if not thousands of views within an hour or two.
We decided to change.
And guess what? And if you go back in there and you touch those points and you go back and you say, hey, thank you for watching the video, that's 1,000 leads. Out of those 1,000 leads, you start breaking them down and that translates to money.
Yeah.
And then you add some value behind that. That's trust, and trust drives revenue. And that's why I've been so successful because I use that same model and system to teach realtors to do that. And those who come on deck, I've seen many, a handful, many of them who have been doing the videos with us definitely turn over a six-figure profit.
Yeah, definitely. Me personally, easily. Between the videos and the marketing part, all my customers always come back to me and say, I 3 times what I used to make. So
sure.
They get tenfold what they're investing because it's, first of all, and I'm never going to get tired of saying this. It's a little annoying sometimes, but I have to say it.
Right.
It's tax deductible, so it's free.
Sure, yeah.
It's free.
It's an expense, yeah.
Again, it's free. Why is it free, people? Because if you had to pay the government $10,000, you pay it to me, Cesar, and I make a nice video, bring your business up, bring your brand up, and then you don't have to pay the IRS for those $10,000. You paid it to our business. And then you benefit from the profits that's going to make. So next year, you're going to come back and say, I'm ready to spend 30.
Yeah.
And the year after that, I'm ready to spend more.
It's all mindset at the end of the day. A lot of people.
Thank you.
It's the thing is that, as an independent contractor, a lot of, first of all, 89% of realtors fail within the first year. Why do they fail? Because they just don't have the mentorship, and one, they're it's a shiny object syndrome. You see a lot of things on the internet now. Everybody's got a Maserati, they got red bottom shoes. They're flaunting their money, things of that nature. But what they don't know is that essentially, they are an independent contractor, you are a business owner. You're starting for zero. You have to get yourself up in the morning. You need to have discipline. You need to have systems in place in order to be able to build your pipeline. That's what they forget. They think that because, I'm going to work for this big name brokerage,
they're going to help me
be a millionaire.
Yeah. And then the question is, isn't it out of 100%, 20% of realtors are the ones that succeed in the real estate market?
Yes, they do succeed, and once again, it's part of the mindset. We're going to fall back to the mindset where they see. Think like video production, lead generation, maybe running some ads and things of that nature. They see that as an expense as compared to what would be an investment.
Correct.
It's very difficult to move them from that. That's their objection, and they're actually boxing themselves out. I myself has over the course of many years, I spent over $100,000 in just mindset stuff. But remember, I almost punched through 300,000 this last year. I think that's a good trade
Yeah.
If you divvy it up, it's probably like 20,000 a month, a year that I'm spending on just mindset stuff. And mentorship is very important because in
Also
order to
the
be
team.
great, you need to replicate greatness.
Bro, also the team, right? You can't be around people who are negative all the time. When we wake up in the morning, even us as independent contractors, because even as realtors are independent, we're also independent contractors. We got to wake up and go out there and hustle, get the work, call people, message, create the content to get people to call us, create the reels, show that we can do that work.
Yeah.
So it's also a matter of teams. Meaning, I don't want a partner. I don't want anybody next to me. I don't want someone that works for me or someone that I work with or even a business owner that I work with to be negative.
Yes.
We need people positive because we all have self-doubt and mental, what's it called?
It's limiting beliefs.
Yeah, but also disability.
You're right.
Right? Is that the word? Correct me if I'm wrong. The mental disabilities that we have, everybody has problems. Everybody has their own self-doubts. Everybody has. So it's a lot of hard work to work not knowing if you're going to make a paycheck.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And because sometimes you do something, you're getting a paycheck, but you don't know if next week that same paycheck is coming back.
Right. Exactly.
Because maybe next week that realtor didn't get a listing.
Exactly.
Maybe next week that investor didn't get his check.
Yeah, and it's scary to live that type of life where you're living check to check. And I do see a lot of people. Listen, we live in a world where we're inundated with negativity day in and day out. As soon as we get up, we get the notifications. We get this person, that person, and you're putting out fires all day long. Yeah. How are you going to focus on yourself? But once again, it falls down to the mindset. And definitely, like you said, and that's where Virtually Sold comes in, because when people come to me, whether it's headshots, right? They're doing headshots. The women come in, they're very nervous. They've never been to my studio. I make them feel comfortable. I kind of go into the coaching on what type of poses to do. I tell them to breathe a little bit. It's all it is fear. It's the fear factor.
Yeah.
And I always tell people the worry itself is more the worry is more detrimental than the worry itself, meaning it doesn't even exist. You just kind of conjure up all these things in your head, but it only keeps you away from your purpose. So, throughout the years, I've used a lot of quotes and a lot of influence to help people get out of that fear factor. All it is flight or fight, because you're gonna do something that you're scared of doing. Yeah, you're gonna get the chapped mouth and the dry mouth, and you're gonna get scared, and then you're gonna defeat yourself and be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna do it.
Remember that we know we do this on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, they're not professionals.
Right.
They didn't go to acting school. So when they compare themselves to people who are in TV, people who are doing commercials, it's like, don't do that, because plus, number one thing, and I think you agree with me,
man. Yeah.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Authenticity, yeah.
Yes.
It's a tongue twister.
I know. On YouTube, Instagram, why are kids beating the adults? Because while
they're being themselves,
while the adult wants to present an image that is not true, that is not real.
Exactly.
The kid
it's harder. Honestly, it's harder to emulate somebody that you're not.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
If you're being yourself,
exactly,
you can have fun.
But here's a good one right now. Here's another one that you definitely got to put tag up. Right? It's harder to unlearn than to learn. All right.
Say that one more time, please, because I don't think they heard you.
It's harder to unlearn than to learn.
Oh my God, you're on point.
You got to play that back many times, and as we get older, right, we get more crafty and talking ourselves out of things. And what happens is, once again, it keeps you from your purpose. I've done it, but once there's a good book called I think it's the 5-second rule. So you think about it like a shuttle, right, taking off, right?
Yeah.
You count down. If you feel scared or you don't want to get up in the morning, I want to press a snooze button. You count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and mentally, everybody close your eyes and think about a rocket ship taking off. And then that's it. Boom. You need to, whether it's working out, whether it's making a decision to talk in front of maybe 50 people, whether it's starting a new business, whatever it is, don't let the fear factor. And this is part of Virtually Sold. Virtually Sold comes with this type of mindset where we know that you have the potential. We just pull it out of you. Yeah. And that's the most important part that I think that sets us apart. And that keeps realtors coming back.
Yeah.
And it becomes now a friendship, a relationship, and a support system, which is totally different from any other. I mean, when's the last time, you know, you had a pep talk from your photographer? I doubt that. The photographer's going to come in, he's going to click, and then he's like, sends you an invoice, see you later. You know, with us, it's like, I love it. I always go back and I speak to them, say, hey, what can I do better? And most of the times, thank you, but pat myself on the back because they're like, you did a great job.
It was perfect.
You made me come out of my shell, things of that nature. And
I love that you're saying that. I love that you're saying that because I say that to my editor, which you know him, to my editor. I say that to my new assistants that we just hired. You know, I say that to them all the time. The reason why I'm different, the reason why I keep getting hired and there's no other options is because what you just said right there,
right?
Which is the same reason they hire you. And that's why I think we're so, like, you know, we're good people.
Absolutely.
Is because people love people that guide you through experiences.
Yeah.
We cannot just be like, sit there, take a picture.
It doesn't work.
Come with your phone. Yeah. No. They love the fact.
Experience is everything.
Exactly.
Is everything. So trust essentially is like, let me give you an example, right? You're sick. You go to the doctor, right? You don't ask for the doctor for credentials, right? Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to tell them your problems. And what is the doctor doing? Listening. He's listening and listening and listening. And most of the time, he's kind of like this. And he's writing down notes.
Yep.
Okay. So you're giving him your problems, and all the doctor's doing is giving you the solutions.
Yeah.
When most people come and I got a solution for this. I got a solution. Slow down, Turbo. Let your client talk.
Yep.
Find out what it is, and at not any moment, the trust factor, right? Do you ask for the doctor for credentials? No. He's going to give you the receipt. He's going to say, here's the prescription. And what are you going to do? You're going to go straight to CVS and pop those pills because it's going to fix you or whatever the case, you know, whatever prescription.
Yep.
It's the same with us. If you listen close enough, they're going to give you the answer.
Yep.
They just can't solve it. And that's what Virtually Sold does. We solve problems. And then anything in life is problem
businesses.
solving.
No, yeah, the old businesses are problem solvers. Yeah,
marriage, you got to learn how to put up with your wife.
Yep,
but
be patient.
Be patient, right?
Be nice. Understand.
Breathe through it. Move side out.
In my case, my wife understanding me staying here till 12 o'clock at night editing videos.
Exactly. It's an understanding and it's problem solving, right? Because it solves other problems, right? Because you're not only you're building your brand, but it's compounding over time.
Exactly.
Right? And I think it's very important to get that clear, especially when you're a realtor, you're going to be, you know, burning the midnight oil. You're going to have to explain a lot of things. There's got to be a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's really important as well. So, you know, Virtually Sold is full rounded. It's kind of like a boot camp for realtors. You come in, you know, we strip you down, and not in that sense, but we strip you down of all what we call kind of like baggage. You know, you're not confident. You don't know what your niche is, right? Because if you don't know who you're talking to, how do you know what you're going to say?
Exactly.
So listen, I've been around almost 30 years in marketing. I know how to fine tune messages, things of that nature, and I could find out. I could have a conversation with you. Know what your wants are, what your whys are, tether everything together, and then you're going to build the lifestyle that you want and actually be comfortable in doing that. But most of the guys, I got to get my suit fitted. You know, I got to do this. Listen, look at my hair. Okay, listen.
What year is that?
Like the Spanish, look, I look crazy. You know what?
What year is that? That's 1990 right there?
Yeah, 1990.
1990 is knocking at the door. That's before, because let's remember something. Back in the 1990s, because, you know, we're going to go to Virtually Sold now, full on, because we got a news for you guys today.
Yes.
1990, you only had one opportunity.
Right.
Why? Because that person saw your business card.
Yep.
That person saw the ad on the wall. That person saw you one time.
Yep.
And that's what created that connection, that call, that TV. You know, you only had one chance.
That's why when printing was around, that's why I was making a lot of money. Out of 5,000 business cards, I used to do the math. 5,000 business cards, I would get probably 20 calls.
Oh, wow.
Imagine that. but it stands true to this day because you have mailers, things of that nature, and they're coming back a little bit. You know,
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But here it goes.
This is it.
If you pop up to my phone, Chino, you pop as a commercial. You show me your car, for example. Let's say you filming your car. You're getting me a nice shot. He has nice cars, so if you want to see his cars, follow his page. You know, I get some nice shots of your car. Blah, blah. Oh, cool. So I go in, I follow Chino. And then Chino runs. Let's say I didn't follow you because I wasn't interested in the cars. But Chino decides to run 3 ads. One for the cars to get the people who like cars. One for the person who likes kitchens. One for the person who likes bathrooms.
Where people congregate.
Exactly.
Yep.
So he's running these 3 ads and he's...
Well, what do we call that, though? What do we call that in the marketing? Our what? God.
I freaking forget the names, the technicality. What does it say?
It's basically our custom audiences.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, it's custom audiences. I always forget all the technicalities. That's but yeah.
Look, we're all learning here, right?
Yeah, all the time, all the time. I'm a doer.
Yeah,
I'm not a learner.
Gotcha.
I learn by doing.
Gotcha.
So
yeah. Everybody has a different way of learning. Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, 2018. You know, I was sleeping in a couch in New York City in one of my families.
I heard your story. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then I was filming myself with a phone in downtown Manhattan, just trying to get content to get 10 views after 5 hours of filming, 3 hours of editing, and then got 10 views. But I didn't know
that's where it starts.
I didn't know that all that was going to transition to what it is today.
Yeah,
so if that's only 3 years ago, people.
That's the compound effect, my friend.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Imagine in 10.
Yep.
So if you're running those 3 ads, those people are gonna get your attention. Before you had one bench, you had one billboard, you had one newspaper.
Yeah.
Now we're everywhere.
And then the difference is is analytics.
Yep.
Right. Because
you get to see what's working and what's not working.
Exactly. Trial and error. And I think that's where a lot of people get misled. Like they'll come to you, we'll do a commercial, charge $1,500, $3,000, real high end, things of that nature. And then they post it up one time.
And no ads.
And then they say, oh, it doesn't work.
Yep.
You know?
And then they do boost and they just pay. Yep. They don't even select what? Yeah. Say it again.
The custom audiences.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They don't select custom audiences. They don't put the right age. They don't do anything.
Exactly.
We know this because we do this in a day in, day out.
Exactly. So essentially, it's like fishing, right? If you want to catch, a bass, then you have to use the proper bait. It's the same thing with marketing. If you want to attract sellers, you have to prop yourself up as a value proposition, which I call, you could say this. What I offer is a listing advantage. I offer very innovative marketing, things of that nature. Once again, you are giving them a value proposition, and then once you send them these beautiful videos with the walk around, you got drone shots and things of that nature, and you say, hey, listen,
they're ready.
Because of this, we're getting higher offers, we're getting stronger buyers, so we could cherry pick who we want to work with, versus somebody else who's going to put up some rinky-dink, phone photos, upload them, and before you know, they're not getting no offers, it's sitting on the market. And then somebody picks it up. And then they have no choice. They might be in a situation where they really have to move and they have to go with the lesser offer. Why? Because your realtor didn't invest in you. Okay, so even if you're a seller and you're watching this, make sure you ask your realtor, hey, what type of marketing are you running for me? I mean, I have clients that do the whole shebang. Realtors say, I want everything. And if I show you my schedule, it's crazy. My schedule is blown to bits.
Yeah. We booked this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so they'll order photos, drone and interior, exterior, really nice photos. Then they'll order a virtual walkthrough, which is on a gimbal camera, walks through all. It looks very cinematic, and then on top of that, do a Matterport. Yeah, which a Matterport alone, I think, boosts it about 60%.
Yeah, because people can actually see every angle.
Yeah, so the Matterport essentially is a box that spins and it scans a room. You could literally zoom into a quarter in the room. So it's like you're really, really there. It's much more detailed, and you could actually walk around the house and then you zoom out. You could get a zoom out of the house where it look like a dollhouse. Exactly,
which actually for a buyer who's in Ohio, we're in New Jersey. Imagine investors, they can see the entire house.
Yes.
That's another one. Thank you for going there. investors should be actually
investors are definitely
wholesalers should be doing
wholesalers are doing it. I'm working with wholesale.
You are?
Yes, I'm doing.
I'm surprised. I haven't got any calls, man. I need Virtually So to help me out with this.
Yeah,
it's get add me there.
I'm kind of you know what it is with investors. They don't really live on the internet. Believe it or not, a lot of investors are behind. You know, they want to be behind the scenes.
Yeah,
you know, they're big money guys, and there's liability issues, things of that nature, and they like to be discreet. So that's where the networking comes into play. You see where I'm going with this, right? So I do a lot of networking events and cigar events mostly, and it brings those people, those high-end people.
We've been to a couple of them. There are always a lot of investors, realtors, a lot of people.
So a lot
of business going on too.
The Matterport is important because what it does is also give you floor plans.
Yep.
And you know what, you and I know when you have the perfect measurement of a floor plan. You can map
figure out what you could do.
Flooring. You can figure out, the actual. I mean, it might have more square footage than it does on the MLS.
Yep.
It could be fixed. And
sometimes that information is wrong. Yeah.
So there's a lot of pluses on all levels. And that's what Virtually So delivers to the real estate realm. Perfect. And of course, let's give them the announcement now, man.
So, Chino, where you living? Where you living, man? I want to see you away, Chino. Why are you leaving us, man? Why are you going back? Why are you going to Florida?
So Florida is near and dear to my heart. I do have businesses out there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I have a lot of friends. I have some family out there as well. And essentially, you just
want the hot weather all year long.
Yeah, and I have arthritis. I just want to be in the warm weather. I love fishing, and there's a lot of things that I can't do here that I can do out there. And on top of the fact, I'm working to live. Taxes. The cost of living is just outrageous out here.
It is getting very expensive.
So, what I pay here, I could pay half over there, get more, and live a lifestyle. Of course, I have to start from scratch, but in all reality, I know that it's going to be worth it in the long run. And obviously, I'm going to be coming back and forth as well. I'm going to be continue to do events here.
Oh, okay.
My birthday's coming up with Darwin, and we're going to be doing a huge birthday cigar night gala. At Lobby, so everybody's invited to come to that.
When is your birthday?
It's in February. So we're trying to decide a day in February where we could do this event. But and if you look at the numbers, man, because once again these lockdowns are the C word. There's over, I think, 250,000 people that relocated from New York alone. And I think we're in the hundreds of thousands in New Jersey as well. So there's a huge opportunity not only for real estate, myself being an investor as well. I want to start flipping properties, lending, and being boots on the ground. My wife is a realtor, Chino Cordoba. She's with Remax in Westfield, Remax Select. And I have several partners with wholesaling. So I have my hand in the cookie jar in several aspects. And I'm no stranger to starting businesses. This is going to be my fourth and fifth business. And thankfully, we've been successful over the years,
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, I mean, I'm flying a lot to Orlando, so I'll visit you.
Well, we didn't tell them the news. So the news is essentially
I was gonna go there right now.
The man that's gonna be holding the reins on the whole Virtually Sold is my man right here.
Why me?
You because I have to say, one, you're very professional. You're in line with everything that obviously.
We have done trials.
All
too.
You got to do is watch the show go all over again. That's the reason. Your mindset is there. People trust you. You've worked with Farrell and a couple people already.
You gave me the opportunity.
You always support all the networking events that I've invited other videographers, and they just don't. They don't have the desire or the hunger to. And once again, I'm literally handing over a 6-figure business to you.
I know.
You know what I mean?
That's the reason I asked what me.
Yeah. So I don't want to vacuum. Because I think you're in line with that, and the realtors. I don't want to let them down.
You want someone who can deliver.
A lot of people are sad, but I don't want them to. I want to continue this, and you've been involved with the real estate realm for a long time, and I think it's perfect for you.
Yeah, so I think that's where we talked about it earlier, but where we connect is, we care about the customer first,
yes,
and the product second. So sometimes people, even and this is for the kids again, because we have mixed audience listening to this.
Sure.
For the kids as well, sometimes you have to leave money on the table
all the time. Yeah,
you can't think about the money.
Nope.
If you think about the money aspect of certain things, then you lost.
Yeah.
You lost.
Yeah. And that's on all aspects too. Even on lending, if there's a deal that, if there's a deal that needs to happen, I'll take a commission cut.
Just to make it happen.
Just to make it happen.
And I heard that happens to a lot of realtors. There's a lot of, same
it's
thing
a team player. You have to be a team player at the end of the day. And then now you're thinking in a sense of volume.
Yep. You're not thinking in the little macro.
I mean, obviously, if it's not the first thing they ask, I'm not going to take that. It's got to be a situational thing because obviously you have to value yourself.
I mean, let me ask you the following question.
Yeah.
44th day. You're right out of the deal. And then the person said, hey, listen, I don't have $1,000 to close today.
Yeah.
Why don't you take that cut? You're letting a whole deal.
Yeah.
You're letting a whole deal for 1,000.
And you know what? There's people that I've met that will not crack.
That's the reason.
I've heard of people being at the closing table. The deals won't go through for like $150, $200.
Imagine that.
All ego.
Imagine that, bro. Yeah. That's the difference between that customer or that person saying, listen, I love you forever. You're my guy. I'm going to send you business forever. Yep. And then being like, he's the biggest a-hole in the world.
And our prices are competitive. We do up to 2,500 square feet. We do 150. Our videos, if we stack them, the videos alone about 450. We definitely push that the realtor is in the video. Yeah. Super important because they start to get to know who you are. It's a digital billboard essentially, and you can use it over and over and use it as the listing advantage. Say, hey, this is the listing advantage. This is what I provide. You can send that video over. They're gonna be like, oh, I like this. This guy looks really professional, or this woman looks very professional. Yep. She looks like an expert. I want her. Okay, do I get this too? And be like, that's your advantage. Yep. I tell them a little bit of scripts of what to say, and it works like a charm because now you're just propping yourself up. Listen, if you're giving me more, man, you're stating it and you're showing me, I'm going with you.
Of course.
And it's logical, you know what I'm saying? But if you show me some rinky-dinky pictures from a BlackBerry, it's not happening.
What about BlackBerry? So that's what virtually BlackBerry. So that's what a virtually sold is, and that's where I'm coming in. I'm coming in to help, with the company here in the Northeast because I'm Northeast. Because you are going to be in Florida.
Yeah, so we have virtually sold Florida, and I have virtually sold Miami, and I have virtually sold US.
I think we have to talk, by the way, right after this podcast because I have a customer that might need some videos in Florida.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
So see, that's part of the networking, right? I just remember he just told me he's moving to Florida. I'm sending a customer his way right away because that customer needs that content, needs to have that. And what better to have it from a person that I can trust and I know that he's going to do a good job and he's going to help him out perfectly than to work with some rinky-dinky little kid who thinks he's the best because he has a Sony camera.
I mean, not only that, sometimes people say, oh well, I could get it for less. But less always translates into expensive. Okay, and then your work has to be consistent. If your work looks like one way and then it looks like another, they're gonna think that's a totally different brand.
Yeah,
and that's important. And I think that's overlooked many times. And if you look at the virtually sold, it kind of has the same essence.
Yeah.
In every video, the only thing that kind of changes the house itself, but the way that the story is told in the video of the home. I kind of let the home speak for itself. They say that the home will sell itself, but imagine a video, and that's pretty much it. And
even at this market, it helps it a lot. Even at this market. By the way, people, we had to make some adjustments because Total Social and Marketing of Today was using some colors that was good, coinciding with a customer of mine, Brian. I didn't think about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now we switched the colors.
Did cease and desist you?
No, not that level. He just, hey, change that, bro. You know who that is. I didn't notice, man.
I had no clue.
Dumb.
Oh, really?
I use the same colors.
Oh, man. But unconsciously.
Unconsciously.
All right,
and he's like, listen, cool, I like it. It looks nice. But then, it's going to...
It clashes.
It clashes because we work always together. So everybody's going to think that it's his podcast.
Gotcha.
So because we're talking about two different things.
That's cool. You just swap it to yin and yang. You know what I'm saying?
And so, yeah. So
it's got to be all white now.
I just wanted to address it in the podcast because everybody's looking at everything different now.
Sure.
And then this is our new branding colors. I hope you like it. And yeah. So Chino,
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. And remember, just follow us. There's 2 pages. My personal page is at Chino Cordoba _.
Yep.
That's for obviously like the lending. If you need some type of lending, nationwide, traditional. Yep. I do FHAs, conventional. I also do ITINs. ITIN meaning cash flow business.
Yeah.
I'm with the Viego Group, PRMG. I am a business developer, direct lender. And then obviously if you're a realtor, you could definitely follow that page as well, because I like to sponsor open houses every now and then as well. And then the other page will be Virtually Sold NJ. So those are the 2 pages that you guys could, and feel free to reach out to me. I'm an open book.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys need help in, whatever you guys are struggling in, or you just need to share some of your listings with us, I could put it up on my platform. It's all good. We're here to help.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you so much for being here. Yeah. I really appreciate all the knowledge that we gave all these people. That's the goal of this podcast, is to teach people the before marketing and the marketing that is being used today. Absolutely. And I think we hit a home run on that one today. Yeah, so remember, everyone, every Sunday at 9 a.m., Marketing of Today with me, Cesar, your host. And today we had a special guest with Chino Cordoba from Virtually Sold. Thank you for being here, bro.
Yeah, man.
Peace.